5 reasons why businesses fail. A business is a combination of passion, strategy, and money. Sadly, durability may not be for everyone who puts in the time and effort. You'll be startled to learn that 70% of firms in the United States fell within a decade of starting. For the most part, the first few months or perhaps a year will be fruitful. Businesses are at a risk of falling apart in the next years due to the influx of new problems. Among the numerous mistakes business owners make is failing to address crucial concerns, such as investing in projects with a narrow focus that doesn't have a large enough market. Proper foresight is what business owners call it. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to tell you about the reasons behind the failure of businesses. Number 1. Financing hurdles. The lack of funds or working capital is the most common cause of small company failure. Most business owners know how much money is needed to keep their businesses running on a day-to-day basis, such as funding payroll, paying fixed and variable overhead expenses like food and rent, and making sure that outside distributors are paid on time. However, owners of failing businesses are less in tune with how much income is produced by sales of goods or services. A small firm might swiftly go out of business due to a lack of finance as a result of this incompatibility. The crux of the problem is a failure to accurately price goods and services by company owners. It is very uncommon for businesses in oversaturated markets to undercut their competitors' prices by as much as 50% to attract new clients. However, some firms have been able to succeed with this technique, while others have had to close their doors because they kept the price of a product or service too low for an inordinate amount of time. A tiny firm has little option but to shut down if the expense of manufacturing, marketing, and delivery exceed the money earned by new sales. To launch a new product, finance an expansion, or cover continuing marketing needs, small businesses in the beginning period may have difficulties acquiring funding. While small companies have access to a variety of funding options, not every organization has the income stream or development path necessary to attract the attention of large investors like angel investors, venture capitalists, and traditional bank loans. A lack of funds for significant projects or continuing working capital requirements forces small enterprises to shut their doors. A key focus for company operations and a willingness to give some money from one's resources are two things that may assist a small business to overcome typical financial challenges. As soon as possible, explore and get finance from numerous sources. As a business owner, you must already have some financial choices accessible to you before the moment arises to raise money. Number 2. Ineffective leadership. Did you know that businesses put a far greater emphasis on developing their leaders than they do on any other kind of educational opportunity? Despite this, just 70% of business owners think they have control over the direction their companies will go in the future. It's not enough to be a born leader. You have to earn it by your experiences. It's not sufficient for companies to have leaders who are merely skilled at leading without having any kind of plan. Many executives wind up micromanaging their personnel, which in turn leads to poor morale and decreased production. New firms have a lot of expectations placed on them, and when problems develop, it may be incredibly challenging for executives who lack the experience to push through the thick dirt they are up against. It all begins with courageous and well-grounded pioneers, and for the company to continue to develop. Each of them has to be an unbreakable mentor. Although motivation is an important factor, the successful continuity of an experienced frontrunner is what guides the team. A company requires leaders that pay attention to the smallest details, such as the demands of their employees and the feedback they get from customers. The accumulation of these several indicators constitutes strong leadership. As the adage goes, good leaders don't merely teach their followers to pounce like a lion, rather, they take into account the ecosystem as a whole. Number 3. Failure to adapt. There is no hiding the fact that the 2020 COVID-19 epidemic was critical to the performance of small enterprises. There were and still are several small enterprises that were not successful due to factors that were not entirely within their control. However, many firms became successful after making strategic adjustments to their business models. During periods of little or no in person occupancy, several enterprises were able to remain operational thanks to revised or newly developed business models. The use of digital exercise courses in gyms and the delivery of food by restaurants provided a steady flow of revenue. Businesses that are unable to make timely adjustments or those that refuse to adapt to the new normal during the coronavirus epidemic were negatively impacted. However, a significant number of companies that had adaptable business structures and management that prioritized inventive thought were successful in weathering the storm. Because of this, it is important to avoid becoming complacent for fear of missing out on opportunities. Even if things are going well with your company at the present, it's still not a good idea to be unprepared or reluctant to adapt to changing circumstances. You may better prepare yourself for future success as well as protect yourself from future change by making it a regular practice. To seek ways to enhance your processes, make adjustments to your company model, and develop your product or services. Andy Grove, a former CEO of Intel, was reportedly quoted as saying, "Success breeds complacency. Failure is bred from complacency. Only the most paranoid individuals will survive." It should serve as a warning reminder that success is not permanent and that it takes continual work to maintain it. Number 4. Poor financial management. For your company to be successful, you need to have a comprehensive understanding of the circulation of money inside it, including how much of it is coming in and how much of it is going out. If you do not have a backup financing strategy for your company, often known as a cash cushion or emergency fund, then there is a good chance that your company will end up in the red. Sometimes individuals establish companies with the hope of generating money, but they lack the knowledge or inclination to properly handle cash flow, taxes, costs, and other aspects of their finances. These people often fail. When it comes to accounting, sloppy practices put a company on the fast track to bankruptcy. Utilizing professional company accounting software like QuickBooks or Xero to record and report all financial activities, every expense and all profits are received, and using this information to create income statements is one way to prevent misuse of financial resources. Even better, if you utilize a business dashboard tool for your company, such as LivePlan, which makes it simple to keep track of your company's finances. This is important information that you must use to successfully operate your company. Always be aware of where you stand and ensure that it remains profitable. Consider employing a small business consultant, a professional bookkeeper, or a certified public accountant to assist you in the administration of your financial affairs if you lack the skills necessary for effective financial management. Number 5. Marketing mishaps. When it comes to the company's marketing requirements, business owners often fail to adequately plan for the necessary amount of funding, prospect reach, and correct forecasts of conversion ratios. When businesses fail to accurately estimate the overall cost of their first marketing initiatives, it may be challenging to get financing or to reallocate resources from other areas of the organization to make up the difference. Because marketing is an essential component of any company in its early stages, businesses need to ensure that they have created reasonable budgets to cover both their present and future marketing requirements. In a similar vein, having accurate estimates in terms of reaching one's target audience and the percentage of sales conversions achieved is essential to the success of a marketing campaign. Companies that don't take the time to plan and execute campaigns that are efficient and profitable are more likely to fail than those that do. Businesses that don't grasp these characteristics of good marketing techniques are more likely to fail. That's all for today's video, and thanks for watching it. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay tuned.